Hi, everybody. I'm Suzanne Shirley, Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and we're here tonight to discuss this incredible, amazing book called Get Over Your Damn Self by Romi Neustadt. Now, let me tell you what this book reminds me of. This is a bigger, more expanded on, and definitely from her perspective, book that's very similar to Sarah Robbins' Rock Your Network Marketing Business. So who has that book? I can see 5 of you or 6 of you. I can't see all of you right now, but if you have not purchased Sarah Robbins' Rock Your Network Marketing Business, then you are missing out, because that book is incredible and it covers all the basics of the mechanics on how to do your network marketing business, how to do something every day, what you need to be doing and why you need to be doing it. And look, both books are from the perspective of 7-figure annual earners. We're talking millionaires in their company. So they know what they are talking about, and we need to listen. Some of the concepts that you hear in the chapters talking about coming to a closing, and then also dealing with overcoming objections when you're talking to people. Those are the things that we need to be learning how to do on a daily basis, because this is what we do every day. And if we are not doing these things every day, our business is closed. Like literally our shingle is turned around and it says closed for business. We have got to be doing these things every single day. Okay, so before I get all started on that, I do want everybody on the recording to hear this. That's why I waited to announce it, and I want it on the recording. We are going to be doing 3 big events this month, in the month of July, that are going to expose your business and your prospects to the business and the product. So you need to take full advantage of these opportunities. Now, the first one is going to be, it's called New Slim July Celebration. You'll notice it's very similar to Christine Weir's New Slim Summer Celebration. I got the idea from her. Hello. We are going to revamp our 7-day challenge group. This is where people purchase a 7-day package of Plexus Slim. In the back office, it retails, so they can go in on your website and purchase it for $24.95. They will pay tax and shipping for that. They're going to pay retail, tax and shipping. It will be delivered to their home. So I would assume once you get tax and shipping, it's almost $30 for a lot of cases. Now, those of you who have the 7-day trials on hand at home, like I do, I buy all these trials and I keep them on hand. I get 7 to 10 of them a month. And I also have 3-day trials I carry around with me in my purse. And so what I do is, when I find someone that wants to get on the product, what I do is I take that 7-day trial and I say, hey, I can save you some money. Why don't you let me send it to you in the mail with some goodies, like a catalog and a few little things, my business card, maybe my special instructions on how to take the trial, maybe a little information about the triplex, maybe a little bit of information on the welcome packs, that kind of thing, okay? And what I do is I send them a PayPal invoice. So they don't have to have a PayPal account. I do, because I'm going to receive money from them. So I have already my bank account set up through PayPal. And what I do is I just need their email address. That's all I need. And I get their email address and I send them a PayPal invoice. They go in. If they don't have an account, they just log in as a guest. They click that little link on their email and then pay out as a guest. They use their credit card, and I can't see their credit card. So I don't know what number they've used, but they have to give me their address and their phone number. So now I have their address and phone number, and I'm going to mail all the little goodies to them, and they're going to be ready for the 7-day challenge. And I do this all the time. Our 7-day challenge is called New Slim July Celebration, and it starts on the 17th, Monday the 17th, and it runs through Sunday the 23rd. So I want you to hear me. There's going to be a prize that I will give away every single day. I will give away a prize every single day. There will be a drawing. okay? And get your people to be excited about this. Use the graphics that I've provided in the actual group in our team page, because I've given you information. I've given you the link. Go in there and click on it, join, and use the graphics. And when I get off of here, somebody remind me. I've been thinking about I need to do this all day. I've been doing other things for the business. But I need to go in and put a sample message that you could send out to your prospects, and a sample message that you can put on your timeline, okay? So that you can post about it and advertise the 7-day challenge. You want to be able to do that, and you're going to use the graphics that I provide. Okay, first, that's the first thing. The second event is going to be on the second day of the 7-day challenge, which is the 18th, and we're going to have an event called Why Plexus. Why Plexus? And by the way, back to the 7-day challenge, the new Slims celebration. We're going to have 2 live testimonies a day. We've already got some people that have agreed to come in. I've personally contacted them. They are going to come in live, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon or evening, and they are going to give their testimony 5 minutes. And they're going to talk about what they love about Plexus, what they know Plexus has done for them, what they know Plexus is going to do for them. They're going to give their passion and excitement about Plexus. And that's what's going to happen. So your prospects are going to get product information. They're going to get testimonies, giveaways, all that great stuff. And so it's something incredible. And by the end of the week, they're going to want to sign up. Okay, sorry, I backtracked to that. On Tuesday, 18th, we're going to do Why Plexus. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to personally reach out to a few individuals, and we are going to get on a Zoom call like this, and we're going to record it, pre-record it. And then I'm going to create a group, like a Facebook group or a Facebook event page, and I'm going to post that in that event page. You can add all your people, invite them. You're going to send out a personal message to them and invite them to attend a live event. It's not really live, but you're going to act like it is. And what they're going to do is we're going to give a code word at the end of these testimonies that we share. We're going to give a code word, and what you can do is say to them, if you give me that code word within the next 24 hours, you will be entered to win, and I don't know what it's going to be, either product, a Visa card, for money, something like that, okay? And that is another way that you can expose your prospects to the products, the business, the testimonies, okay? An event called Why Plexus on the evening of the 18th. And then finally on the evening of the 25th, which is a Tuesday after that, we are going to have a thing which we normally have, Plexus 101. Now it is going to be on an event page. And what it is a 1-hour event where it's one post comes up, 3 minutes later, another post comes up. 3 minutes later, I post something else. And here's the thing, it's going to be product information, business information, testimonies, very short testimonies, okay? And all the team gets on there and comments in the comments of these posts. And your prospects that are there and they're watching it are blown away, because everybody has a testimony and everybody has something to say about their favorite product or whatnot. And yes, it is sort of frenzied and it goes fast, but anybody who is a prospect who is in that watching everybody be excited about the business and the opportunity and the product, they really, at the end of the night, we've had people all the time join, and there will be giveaways on that night as well. I will have giveaways, okay? So all 3 of these are events the 3rd week and the 4th week of the month. And I want you to take full advantage of them. This is your month to grow your team. Remember, there's a huge promotion about going silver. So if you're not yet a silver ambassador, you need to go silver. You need to find your 3 and go silver and get the double bonus. If you are already a silver or above, you need to look at who's on your team and help them get their 3, and you will get a $50 bonus for every person that you help go silver in the month of July. Now that is not something to shake a fist at, let me tell you. So new silvers will get a $150 bonus plus all the welcome pack bonuses this month. And that, I think I added it up, if you use the triplex welcome pack, is almost like $500. Okay. And then next month, if they stay on and they keep taking the product, Plexus will give you an additional $50. So you're getting a $200 rank up bonus instead of a $100 one. So that is like a no-brainer. So this is why we are running these different events this month. All right, moving on to Romi Neustadt. Here we go. Let's go. I just had to promote those things because I feel like if I don't do that, you guys don't understand how important those events are. Now she's interested. Now what? And that's chapter, what is it? Chapter 6. She's interested. Now what? So we've got to learn how to close. And I will be honest with you. What does closing mean? Romi Neustadt says she doesn't like that term because it sounds like it's business related. And we are not, even though we run a business, we are building relationships. So we don't try to push people to buy something. What we do is we counsel with them, we consult with them, we find out what's ailing them in their health, what pains are going on in their lives, in their finances, what is their greatest need. And then what we do is we offer them, if we feel that we have a solution for them, we offer that solution to them. So we are not pushing people to buy something. We don't sell. I don't feel like I've ever sold a thing in a day in my life. And that's what's the point that she makes here. So people are going to either become one of 4 things when you go through the closing process. I'm still going to call it that. They're either going to become a team member, they're going to become a customer, or they're going to be a referral, or they're going to be a not right now. And notice how it doesn't mean no forever. It's just not right now. Because when somebody says no to you, it really is not right now. That's what it is. The timing is not right. They don't need it bad enough. They're not hurting bad enough. They haven't identified it as a great need in their life, and it's not right now. But there could be a time where it is, okay? It is up to you to make sure that they fall into one of those categories. Because if you do not take advantage of that, you're going to lose them forever. If you say, okay, and then they just go off into the abyss someplace. They're going to either become an ambassador, a customer, a referral that leads you to somebody else, or a not right now that you're going to follow up with, and eventually they could join you. So your job while you take a prospect through the decision-making process is to guide them through the exploratory process, help them figure out if they have something of, we have something of use for them. Everything you say and do should be motivated by helping someone to come to the right decision for them. That's why we're not selling. Because if we were selling, it'd all be about us. We got to make money and we got to get some customers and we got to sponsor some ambassadors, but we are not on a mission to have it all about us. Do we want to make money? Absolutely. Do we want to pay our bills? Absolutely. Do we want some freedom? Yes. However, in the process, we want to help people. And if all we're doing is thinking about the bottom line, for us, we'll never help people. And we've got to keep that in mind. So remember, you aren't attached to the outcome when you talk to these people. You've got to detach yourself from the outcome for any conversation that you have. Malcolm Gladwell, in his book called Blink, talks about 2 types of decision makers, people called gunslingers and the methodical, analytical, need to look at all things from every angle and all sides type of people. All right. The key to effective and efficient closing practices is to keep control of the process. That's the key. You keep control of the process. And regardless of what type of decision maker that you're talking to, whether it's a gunslinger that says, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to make this decision right now. I don't need to go through all these things. Or whether you're talking to, I need to look at this. I need to do due diligence. I need to talk to my husband. I need to this. I need to research. I need to think about it. I need to look at my finances. Okay, that's a person that needs more time. I personally was a massive, huge skeptic for a very long time. And then when I decided to do it, I was the gunslinger and I went all in. I didn't think about it. I didn't go through a massive process. I just decided, that's it, I'm doing this. And I started right then and there. So I think was a gunslinger. We want to help each person filter the factors important to their decision making so that they're able to come up to a quicker decision that's right for them. And the whole idea is to go quickly. You want them to go quickly through the funnel. So it's been my experience, she says, that gunslingers the most rare. They're very rare. It's interesting to note that in our entire huge organization, she's talking about her own organization, almost every single one of the most successful business builders have been gunslingers with regard to making a decision whether to start a business. If they first said no, they said no quickly. They didn't think about it, they just said no. And when they took another look, they said yes quickly. So I said no immediately, and I said no for 8 months. And then when I finally said yes, I said yes quickly, and I got to work. So not just because somebody's not a gunslinger doesn't mean they're going to not be a diamond. It just means that they're just not a gunslinger, okay? I'm certainly not suggesting that you write off anybody that doesn't come to a quick decision, but the process should be designed to add the gunslingers as quickly as possible, show them how to do the same, and help the rest come to a decision that serves them and does not slow you down in the process. So here's a closing option you can say to somebody. Remember, you're making it all about them. WIIFT, WIFT. She uses that acronym. What's in it for them? WIFT. What's in it for them? So once you've talked about all your thing and your opportunity and concepts in your business and maybe touched on some products, you've made it all about them, you say, so are you intrigued enough to want to learn more? That's a good closing question. So are you intrigued enough to want to learn more? Or would you like to learn more to see if this might be a good fit for you? Okay, so you're leading them through the funnel of closing. Then you're going to take third-party tools. You're going to take a video, maybe the triplex brochure. You're going to take, don't overload them with third-party tools, because if you give them too many things to look at, you're going to overwhelm them. So a nice testimony video, maybe a brochure about the triplex, and maybe the corporate plexus journeys video that's only 2 minutes long. I love those 3 things right there. Now, if you only want to do the testimony video, that'll cover the triplex in the video. So, you know, and they can cover the business concepts as well there. So if they say, yeah, I think I'd like to, then you tell them that you're going to be sending them a few things to listen to or look at. And like I said, it may be those things. Don't overwhelm. Remember, less is more. Less is more. Okay, then invite them to the very next event. And you know when the events are. I just told you, I'm going to put all of these on the calendar. I'm going to go in and write the calendar for the summer calendar. That's another thing that's on my agenda. Don't worry, I will do it. So you're like, when were those dates? I'm going to put it on there, okay? I'll put it on the team page. Okay, so you're going to invite them to the next event. After reviewing everything, I know that you're going to have some questions. We're having a get-together tomorrow night. It would really be great and a perfect opportunity to get your questions answered, get a sense of how this collaborative business is, and figure out if you'd like to be a part of it. I'd love to put you on the guest list. That's a sample invite to an event. Notice how generic that is. Now, it's important to understand why she's putting a time limit on that, 24 to 48 hours. You want only to have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround, because if you wait too long, then they're going to lose interest. They're fickle. They're going to be thinking about something else, okay? If the event is farther away, then why wait to invite them to the event 2 weeks from now? Go ahead and get them on a three-way chat or a three-way call with your sponsor, okay? Go ahead and do that. And you can set up a three-way conference call instead and actually use the upcoming event as the closing carrot. After the call, you can invite them to the event. So that'll just get them right on into the conversation. So if this is a good fit for you, you should really get started and take advantage of our event next week to start growing your team and customer base. So now you've got them on a conference call with your sponsor, and they've talked for 15 or 20 minutes with her. And now you're going to get them into that event. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, let's get you signed up so that you can use the event for your own business and you can invite your prospects to it. See, the faster you go with this, the better off. Move them through the funnel. Get them through that process as quickly as possible. The more time that they've been between these touch points, the more likely they're going to get really cold feet or go talk to somebody that's going to have a negative experience or exposure about network marketing and what we do. Okay. And you know how that is. They'll always go talk to somebody. Oh, you don't want to do that. That's this, that, and the other. And it's always the person who has the most experience in network marketing that gives them the greatest advice. And then they go, oh, you're right. You're so right. So anyway, they don't go to the right connoisseur of information, do they? If there isn't an event right around the corner, or if your prospect can't make that event, then you tee up the conference call with your sponsor. Get that going. And invite them. So, hey, after reviewing everything, I know you'll have some questions. So let's schedule a time to talk so we can get them all answered. I'm going to invite my friend and business partner to join us. She'll give you another perspective, and together we can help you figure out if this is a good fit for you. Notice how it's not this. Would you like to talk to my sponsor, Suzanne? She really will be able to no, because if you ask, would you like to, they will say no. This is part of the problem, I think, with almost everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people in network marketing. They do too much asking and not enough being assertive. I'm not talking about being aggressive. I'm not talking about telling people what to do, but you have to guide them through this experience. They don't know if it's best to talk to your sponsor or not. They think that sounds hokey. So don't ask them their opinion. Just say the next thing we'll do is we'll talk to my sponsor. Or don't say sponsor. The next thing we'll do is talk to my business partner, my friend Suzanne. She's got some great ideas and she'll be able to really answer your questions and then help you to make a decision as to whether this is a good fit for you or not. That's the way you do it. You don't ever ask them, would you like to go into a three-way chat? Would you like to talk to my person on the phone? No, because they will say no. They don't know what they need, right? You do. So remember that you are in charge. You are in control of the conversation. So have these prearranged times, then know when you can get on a conference call. And if you don't know the prearranged times, because guys, I don't make prearranged times. If you want me on a conference call, you need to just text me and say, Suzanne, are you free here, here, and here? And I'll go, I'm free there. And you say, okay. And then we get that thing scheduled and we go and do it. So you give me 2 or 3 of options and I will take one of them. Okay. So that's what you do. You set it up within 24 to 48 hours and then loop back around and with your upline and determine which one works. Now, if you're freaked out or nervous about offering a conference call with your upline, get over it, she says. Get over it. It's one of the most important closing tools you have in your toolkit. Why? Because your person that you're going to get on the phone with them, okay, your business partner, is somebody they don't know. And that person might just be one step ahead of you in the business. But they don't know that. They don't understand that. They don't have a clue about that. And they're going to think, well, this person is successful. I need to listen to this person. This person's been doing this. They know what they're talking about. Okay? So it all goes back to the teacher and the student. I'll always use this example. The teacher knows way more than the student in the classroom. So don't be afraid if you say something wrong. Students most of the time can't pick it up. I was really good at fooling them too. If I didn't know something, I could carry it off like it was the greatest thing in the world. And then I would come back and say, guess what? I completely fabricated that. And they would laugh at me like, wow, we really believed you. I'm like, I know, that's scary. So, okay, remember that your person that's getting on the phone doesn't know anything about this business partner except for that they know what they're doing and they're experienced and they're going to help answer questions. So do not have an exhaustive conversation. It needs to be 15 to 20 minutes long. That's it. The whole purpose is to get them to take a look and listen to some information. That's all it is. Okay. And also to get the business partner to tell them about them going to an event, okay? If they don't sign up, that means they're going to try to get them to go to an event. We're going to try to get them to the next step. So here's the key. Don't ask, but tell the prospect what the next steps are. Remember, you're in control of this thing. Your prospect is not in the business. The prospect does not know what works best or what's most efficient in the ways to explore whether it's a good fit for them. They don't know. So you're the expert. Speak with confidence. Do not ask the prospect if they want to have this conversation with the business partner. Tell her the next step is to help her decide is a phone combo. This is the next step. It's just the next step in the process to help you come to a decision and decide if this is a good fit for you. That's all it is. If you remember the difference of this, it will change the speed of your prospect's decision. You need to have a pivotal statement. There's a pivotal statement that you need to have in there to stop the seemingly never-ending stream of questions. So there could be a person that gets on the phone that keeps on asking question after question, and it keeps you on the phone. Well, you've got to have a statement that says, hey, these are great questions. It's definitely sounding like you want more info. So let me tell you what we're going to do next. See, you just controlled the whole thing, and you shut the questions down because they're going to get the questions answered when they decide to join, right? They're going to get it all answered. Now, don't use a word three-way. Don't use the word three-way. Even though it's a three-way call, that doesn't sound very good because it has a sexual innuendo, and people out there in the real world, they don't understand this is a three-way conference call. So just say the word conference call, a phone chat, a conversation. Here's why they're awesome. They provide a compelling third-party legitimization. They allow your upline to train you on how to do the closing job, right? And bring people through their objections. They move your prospect through the funnel efficiently. And even if you can bring your prospect quickly to a decision on your own, the majority of your own team can't do it. They're not masters at it. So you are teaching them by doing the conference calls. Your person is going to sit back after she introduces you to that person, and they're going to sit there and listen while you bring that person through all their objections and close them, okay? You need to practice. Practice makes perfect. So it's time for the call. Get your prospect on the phone and with your upline, okay? If you're not familiar with the conference call feature on this phone, you're going to want to practice it first. So make sure you go practice. That's what I did. I practiced with my husband and a friend of mine, or my husband and my brother-in-law. I called my mom and I called my husband, and the three of us connected. I mean, I had never done a conference call in my life. There was no need to do one. So for the three-way call to be successful, your upline business partner needs to be prepared with information on your prospect. You need to send her a text or an email or some sort of thing about what that person is like, what they do, what they want, what you think their main objections are, okay? And I'm not going to read through that. That's on page 94. Some strengths, their weaknesses, their concerns, etc. And the goals of the conference call should be to enroll that person as a partner, business partner, to book a follow-up appointment, or to ask for referrals and enroll them as a customer. So you're not going to let them off the hook. You're going to get one of the three. One of the three. Every person is good for one of those three things, okay? Now, what is the flow of this call going to be like? You're going to have an introduction, how you know each other, why you think she'd be great at this, and what's in it for her. So an introduction example is, hey, Romi, I want to introduce you to my friend Jane. Then you include how you and Jane know each other and give an authentic compliment. Jane and I used to work together at the hospital in Chicago, and she's one of the most outgoing and magnetic people I know. She's open to the idea of earning some extra money, but said she doesn't want to bite off more than she can chew. So I'm really excited for her to learn more about the company and how that could fit into her life. Now, that is a wonderful introduction, because what you've done is you've edified the person coming on the call, the new prospect. You've edified them. And you're letting the prospect hear what's in it for them, WIIFT. Okay, you're letting them hear it again. Okay, and then she says, I can't wait for you to have the chance to talk with my friend Romi. She's going to give you a great perspective and answer any questions that you have. Romi, I'm just going to let you take it from here. And then that person zips it up, sits back and listens, stops talking. And you don't talk unless somebody asks you a question directly, okay? Unless your prospect asks you something directly, all right? So then the upline, the so-called business partner, takes over and takes the pressure off. Hey, I remember being in your shoes, Julie or Jane, and I wasn't sure what to expect on a call like this, but I want you to know that I am not in the business of trying to convince anybody to do anything to start a business of their own. It's simply my job to share my experience and answer any questions that you may have to see if this is a good fit for you. Does that sound good? See, pressure off, pressure off. Then story share, real quick. Shares a story, 1 minute. And then says you ask them about what intrigues you about the business. Jane, what do you think that's intriguing to you about the business? Which draws out their why. If they're going to talk about their pain now, what's going on in their life that makes them look at this business opportunity. And it's not about sharing opinions. It's about what you're going to do now is once you find out their pain, you're not going to give your opinions about the business. You're going to share a few facts about the business opportunity. Okay, share some facts. And then the next part of the conversation is the longest part. And the reason why is because they're going to have questions and you're going to deal with their objections. So one after the other, you're going to deal with the objections. And the easiest way to do it is to use the feel, felt, found method. Have I gotten to that? What questions do you have? She has not gotten to the feel, felt, found yet. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this. So it's time to gauge once you've gone through all the objections, which is next chapter. That's next chapter. She's saying that you're going to close them now. So there's 3 different ranges of numbers on a scale of 1 to 10. All right. She's going to gauge the prospect's readiness to get started by saying this. Okay. Jane, tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 meaning you're ready to hang up the phone and run, and 10 that you'd like to get started today. Where are you? And if she says anywhere from a 1 to 4, then you go back and respond and say this without any worry whatsoever. You know what? This business doesn't seem like it's a good fit for you. Go ahead and just let her off the hook. Doesn't seem like it's a good fit for you. And immediately move the conversation to becoming a customer and getting referrals. So go ahead and talk about the product, how amazing it is, and that she mentioned that she had issues with XYZ, and that you have so many people on your team who have gotten help with that, and that you know the product would really bless her. And then say, I know that you're thinking right now as we're talking of some people that we could really help as well. Do you know 3 people, like off the top of your head, that you could give me their names and I could really try to reach out to them and see if they would be helped by the business or the product as well? And that's what you do. If she says 6 or 7, then you move the business conversation forward. So you say, it seems like you still have some questions to maybe get more comfortable. So what can I help you answer? And this is going to help them get to what they're really, really hung up on. And now you're going to get to the bottom basement of what's holding them back, right? Their big objection that they haven't told you yet, maybe, okay? And then if she says 8 or 9, then you're going to know, most likely help her decide to join the business or get on a call. That's what you're going to do. You're going to say, so if she doesn't have time then, because most people say, well, I'm busy, I'm driving, or I've got to go home, I've got to take care of my kids, or, tonight is bath night, we've got homework, I'd love to sign up, but right now I can't do this. And so you're going to schedule a time to sign her up on the phone. And because most people won't sign up right then, you know that, right? We've been doing this for a long time. I need to talk to my husband, I need to go and, run this by my husband. I really think that he'll want to hear about what I'm doing. And I think that that's going to be something that we'll need to do before I come to a decision. Well, that's okay. Of course, you say you should discuss with your husband. Let me know if he has any questions. I talk to husbands all the time. I just talked to a husband last night. Didn't I, Karen? Yep, I did. And I've talked to some really skeptical husbands, but Karen's husband was not skeptical. He was more open and just wanted to hear about things and had some questions. But trust me, I've had some that threw lots and lots of questions at me. So then you're going to say, well, can you go talk to him tonight so that maybe we can schedule a call for tomorrow night? Remember, you want the 24 to 48 hour turnaround. Okay. And then send a call specifically up for the husband. You're going to set up a call specifically just to talk to him, okay? And the wife can be there with them. Now, If that doesn't work and they're not interested in the business, then you're going to convert them to a customer. I totally understand that this business is not for you. It isn't for everybody. Okay. But these products are for everybody. I'd be honored to have you as a customer. And then remember to ask for referrals. Do not forget this. And I have been notorious to forget that. Notorious. Because people can lead you to massive amounts of other people that will really, really be blessed by the product or the business and will take off. And there's story after story all over this company about referrals. So don't forget to take referrals. Hey, you may know some people who I can help. Here's who I'm looking for. Include the very first type of demographic is the person that you're talking to right there. Like if she's a stay-at-home mom, hey, here's who I'm looking for. I'm looking for stay-at-home moms. They're just looking for some extra money to bring into the home. And so that they can have more margin in their lives, maybe have more options for their kids in the various activities they're doing. You know, guess who you're talking to? A stay-at-home mom. Make sure that you use the very demographic that you're explaining. Okay, why do three-way calls go bad? Why do they go bad? Call runs too long. If it starts getting too long, you need to have your other person, not the business partner, but the other person say, hey, Romi, I totally get this, that, you know, I know you've got to go. We try to keep an eye on the clock here. You know, how about we reschedule and finish this call tomorrow night? And so you just basically reschedule another call because you don't want this call to go on for 30 or 40 minutes. If you do, it's going to turn into convincing people. You don't want that. And then it looks like the business partner has nothing else better to do but sit around on the phone and try to convince people to join the business. And you don't want that. You want it 15 to 20 minutes tops. Number two, the business partner does not set up the call correctly. That's another reason it goes bad, okay? You want to have that intro. Introductions are the key to kicking off the call with a casual, relaxed vibration. You got to have that. And number three reason that calls go bad is your upline does not fact find at the beginning. You've got to have the facts about this person, that your upline needs to be provided with information about this prospect so that she can treat her with the respect that she deserves, and so that we can give personal customer service and say, Jennifer told me that you really are looking for some options to do XYZ. Jennifer told me that when you try to spend time with your family that you're always strapped for time because you have to work shift work. And so you guys are, your husband and you are always trading off time. And so she, you know, I can totally understand that you're really looking for something. See what I mean? You want to specify what's in it for them and talk specifically to them about their pain and their suffering as if you already know about it because you care so much, because you do, right? But if you don't have that information, you cannot convey that to your prospect. So what you're going to do is you're going to guide them to a decision. You've got to guide this prospect to a decision. You've answered all the questions, all the objections. You replayed with the prospect and told her, hey, I totally hear this is what you're looking for. So now you're back full circle and you're right back to what's in it for them, WIIFT. And you're going to say, hey, Jane, I think this would be a great fit for you. Go ahead and say, I think this would be a great fit for you. You want to find a way to take fewer consulting gigs so that you can spend more time with your kids and really make really insulate yourself from the down markets. So since it sounds like you'd be able to squeeze this business in around everything else on your plate, you love people and you like the idea of helping other people to succeed, this could really work for you. Do you agree? What you've done is just said, I think it would be really great fit for you. And then you compliment her why you think it would be based on what's in it for her. And then say, I think it would really, say it again, I think it would really work well for you. And then ask her, do you agree? Do you agree? And let her answer. Our next step is to tell you how to get you started. Sound good? And then ask where she's at on the scale. If there's still hesitation, because sometimes people are, Still holding back. There's still some hesitation. Well, then you're going to say, okay, remember that scale of 1 to 10? Where are you on the scale now? Can you give me a number? And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, I feel like we've answered a lot of questions, and I don't know if I can tell that there's any other questions. So can you just be honest with me? What's really, really behind your hesitation, Jane? What's holding you back? What's really holding you back? It's okay. You can be honest. Remember, this may or may not be for you. So you're letting her off the hook again. Ask her what's holding her back. Okay. What does Romi say the reasons why people are held back? So a lot of people are hesitant because it's likely that they think that the business model, they don't think that they can handle the business model, or that they lack belief in themselves. One of those two. So don't be afraid to ask them to get to the bottom of it and really find out what the deal is. Now, if it's the business model, you could say this. Is it because you really don't fully understand how it works, or because you're worried what others are going to think about you? Is it because you just don't know the mechanics about it? Or are you worried that what other people are going to say about you? And then you say, because if it's really about other people's opinions, can I ask you, why do you care? I mean, at the end of the day, you have to pay bills and you have to deal with the bottom line finances of your household. And do other people's opinions pay your bills? I mean, are you ready to not care about that? Just go ahead and be bold with them. I do that all the time. I'm bold. You have to be bold. And when you're closing with people, you just have to believe in yourself enough to say these things and not be afraid that you're going to scare someone off. Remember, you're in it for them. You're trying to help them to come to a decision. And if it's lack of confidence that they don't want to join, the best way to handle that is to just explain that they're going to get all the support that they need. You're going to give it to them. And that, I've got all these success stories over here of people that I've helped just like you, who had no idea what to do, just completely not sure of themselves, and step by step together, we walked through the process. And today, my friend such and such is whatever rank, and today my other friend such and such is whatever rank. So ask her about her plan B. So if not this, what's your plan B? What's going to get you to where you want to go? And talk about worst case scenario. And I love this. Say, Jane, worst case scenario is that it's not like you're about to invest $500,000 to open up a franchise, right? You're not going to lose all this money. This is a $34.95 investment, right? So the worst thing you could happen is all these amazing benefits of these products and this incredible business at wholesale pricing. You get that, right? And you'll earn your investment back if you just do a little bit of work, and you'll be eligible for tax deductions that come with being a home-based business owner, and you might just end up having some fun. Worst case scenario, I mean, really? Are you really losing that much by getting involved here? No. So don't sabotage yourself by making up the story in your head that professional, efficient, and helpful conversations that you ask your prospects to make decisions are pushy. You're not pushy. Look, what you're doing is you're being a professional, you are a consultant, and you're helping people make an educated decision as to whether or not this is a good fit for them. And trust me, if it's not a good fit for them, you don't want them on your team. If it's not a good fit for them, you don't want them as a customer, because you're going to be wasting your time with people like that. You want people that it's a good fit. So you're in it to help them, but at the same time, if that's right for them, it's going to be right for you. If it's not right for them, guys, it's not right for you either. You don't want them on your team. Now, how to talk about objections. I love this. I've never heard of this idea that she uses. It's called using clarifying questions. Now, if you want to learn how to use these clarifying questions, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to write them down with the objection, and you're going to have to practice them and memorize them, because I know I'll have to do that. I've never used the practice of asking clarified questions ever. And I didn't even know you could. Now, there are the main objectives. The main objections. What are the big objections when people are talking to you about plexus? I don't have time. I don't have the money to invest. I'm not a salesperson. Those are the three big ones that I know. Is this a pyramid? They don't understand the business model. They think it's a scheme, okay? So those are the four big ones. And you just got to come up with a good clarifying question to ask them as a response. You know, when people make a comment, a lot of the times they don't even know what they're commenting about. So when you ask them a question, it's an ingenious technique that gets them to think about what they've just asked you. And it's without being defensive, and there is nothing intended except for to make them start to think a little bit about what it is they've just said to you, right? So it invites a real conversation about the prospect, whether or not it's a good fit for them, and it also shows the prospect if they're actually invested enough in the conversation to ask more questions. It's going to show that. Okay, if they're just trying to kick your tires or poke you in the ribs and, you know, make fun or make some comment, you know, that's one thing. But if they really are having some, you know, ideas about it, but they really have some reservations, this is going to show if they want to talk more about it. And it also begins the training process, because when you overcome someone's objections, when they join you, they're going to remember what you said to them, and they're going to understand that this isn't a pyramid scheme. And they actually don't have to be salespeople to do this. And they actually do have time for things that they really want to do, right? So they're going to understand those things. So educating people about the business is so much fun as well. Okay. 2 important things to remember. Don't get defensive and do not go into convincing mode. Whatever you do not get defensive and don't try to convince people. Look, just absolutely say, hey, I got to run. You know, I don't think this is going to be a good fit for you. And I've got some other calls to make. I mean, keep your posture. If people get their panties in a wad and they want to argue with you, you don't want that person on your team. So you maintain your own posture, which is your authority. Okay. I am successful in this business. I don't care what your rank is. That's you. And you just say, hey, you know what? I've got to run. I've got some other calls to make, and I don't think this is going to be a good fit for you. So you know what? If ever you change your mind and you think a little bit more and you have some more questions for me, just let me know. And we'll talk later, and then off the phone. You know, you don't need to take somebody being rude to you. So I don't think that's in the book, but I just wanted to throw that out. So when somebody raises an objection, you use that questioning method and respond with a question. My mother always taught me to do that, because she is probably the most private person I know. And when she said, if you don't want to talk to somebody about some of your own personal information and they ask you something really personal, you just turn around and say, why do you ask? And that, just think about how unnerving that is a little bit. You know, it just kind of sets them back and makes them think about what they just asked you, right? Okay, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them to just think about what they just asked you. The biggest way to help somebody with an objection is use the feel, felt, found. And so, for example, someone says, you know, I just don't think I have time to fit this into my schedule. You know, Jane, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I started. But here's what I found. What I found is that, you know, I just got up an extra 30 minutes in the morning and I sent out a few messages. And then when I was, you know, at lunch and I went to my car to have a quiet time, I checked Facebook. I put a few posts up on Facebook and answered some more questions. And then, you know, I figured out how a way to put my business and fit it around my life. See, use the feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Here's what I found. Wonderful way to do it. Eventually that starts to sound cliche, especially if you use it over and over again. So that's why she wants you to use these clarifying questions, right? So somebody says, I don't think I have enough time. So you're going to say, how much time do you think you need to start building your own business? How much time do you think you need? It's a good question. If they're really serious, they're going to go, wow, probably if I'm going to give this a good whack at it, I probably need to at least start off with 10 hours a week. You think? I think that's a good place to start, don't you? And so now they're considering it. See, they're thinking about it, right? And you're going to determine whether they're serious or not, or whether they're just pulling your chain, right? You're going to find out if things are priority with them. Dig in further to find out what your prospect would like to do with this. So what I'm interested in learning is not whether you think that you have the time to do this, but if you want to devote the time to do this. That's what I'd like to know. Are you willing to invest that time toward your financial freedom so that you can spend more time with your kids that they just told you about, right? Okay, so if they say, I don't have the money to do this, what are you going to say? Question. So if money was not an issue, would you want to jump in and build a business that could help you and your 2 children at home that never get to see you because you're always working night shifts? If money were not an issue, would you want to jump in and build a business so that you could spend more time with your kids and not have to work shift work? Right? Remember, put their why in there. I love this questioning process. So if you don't have the money to invest in a business of your own that can grow an additional income stream for you, it shows just how badly you could use this. I mean, really, if you don't have the money to start now, that means you really need this. You really need this opportunity. Do you have, okay, this is really going there. I've never asked a prospect this. Never. I've never done this, but I'm looking at this going, wow, she is really assertive. I don't call this aggressive. I call it assertive. This is why she's a millionaire. Okay. Look what she says. Do you have the investment amount on a credit card? If you do, we'll teach you how to make your investment back through product sales and growing your team and get it going this month. Okay, I will keep you laser focused on the income producing activity that will get you a return on your investment. In other words, if you've got room on your credit card, let's get you started today, and I'm going to show you how to earn it back. Now, I will not call that aggressive. I'm going to call that gutsy, and I'm going to call that assertive. I've never asked somebody to do that. I can't even imagine saying, why don't you put it on your credit card and I'll help you make your money. I mean, I know I can help them make their money back. If I was doing it, I could. Are they going to do it? I don't know. That's the question. Are they going to work and get their money made back? I can't assure them that they're going to get it made back. I know that if I were the one working it, I would definitely make it back. But I'm going to help them to do it. I don't know. That's why she's a millionaire. I mean, she's willing to ask those kind of questions. I will keep you okay. So if they say they need time to get their money together, that's okay. Then say, hey, well, if you need more time to get some money, I'm going to schedule an appointment with you to get you enrolled on XYZ date. And make it a deadline so that they have something to look forward to, and then give them a homework assignment that solidifies their why and writing down in their initial dream team list. They're going to start writing some people that they want to talk to, right? And so when you actually talk to them and it's time to sign up and they say, oh, I never was able to get the money together. Hey, did you write your list? And if they have a list, you can start helping them get people right then and there. And that'll get them an initiative to get signed up because they've got a list. You can start contacting them with them, or you're going to see for sure whether they were serious about it or not. Now, I'm almost done. The other ones are, I don't want to bother my friends. I've heard this before. I don't want to sell to my friends. I don't want to bother my friends. You ask them, well, why do you think that you'd be bothering your friends? Why do you think that you'd be doing that? Let them go ahead and answer it. Usually they say something because they don't have a belief in the product or the business opportunity. They don't believe in what they're offering. They think it's selling stuff that people don't want. And that's why they think it's bothering their friends. So you say, hey, I'm really glad to hear that, because that's not what we do. We don't ever bother our friends in this thing. We share about our products and that we love and our business opportunity that can enhance and change lives. So if you're coming across like you're bugging somebody, then you're really not being coachable and you're not following our simple system. And we do have a simple system to talk to people. So we'll teach you how to casually and conversationally talk to people that you know and people that you're referred to. That's all we'll do. We're just going to really teach you how to do that. So you don't have to feel like you're selling to your friends or bugging people, you know. Another one is, I don't know enough people. The average person knows around 500 people that they could write down on a list at any time, pretty much. They just don't realize that. So you say, well, how many people do you think you need to know? How many people? They don't know how many people they think they need to know. Maybe they think, well, I think maybe I need to know probably 1,000 people. Well, how about 3? Do you know 3? And then once we talk to those 3, how about 3 more? Go in 3s. That's what I do. We all know a lot of people. We'll help you jog your memory so that you can remember all the people that you've met in your life. And one of the many things that I love about this business is that it's not necessarily about who you know, it's who they know. That's right. It's not who you know, it's who they know. So when they talk to their people, you will be able to help them, and it's going to multiply, right? So I think you'll probably know enough people to start building a business. And what I'm really interested in is how much you love people and like people. What I'm really interested in is how much you like to talk to people, because this business is all about people. And if you don't enjoy talking to people, lots and lots of people, then you're not going to have any fun and you won't show up to do the work. So let's talk about how much you love people. Tell me about that. Do you love people? That's a good question. That's a good question when you're talking to somebody about their objections. I'm not a salesperson. I can't sell. I'm not salesy. Well, guess what? Why do you think you need a sales background? Why do you think of that? You know, facts tell, stories sell. It's not in the book. I don't remember that it is. So if I go and say, picture this guy on the street or that knocks on your door and he's selling you a vacuum, and you open the door and right then he starts, here's the vacuum and here's my spiel and here's a catalog and here's all the facts about this thing and here's what it does and blah, blah, blah. You're going to go bam and shut the door. You don't want to hear that. But if you're going to say to somebody, you know, the other day I was talking to this gal, and she told me that she had problems with XYZ. And when I talked to her about this incredible thing that could help her, and she went home and she took this product, and then I heard from her within the next 2 weeks that that problem completely went away. You know, that blessed my heart so much, and her life will be forever changed. What'd I just do? Shared a story. And people make decisions because of stories, not facts. People make a decision with their emotions, not facts. So you tell them a story. Facts tell, stories sell. And I'm here to tell you, if you're not a salesperson, you don't have to sell, because salespeople tell facts. That's all they do is talk about their product and their service. Okay? We help people. We sell ideas. I sell ideas to my kids every day to get them to do what I want them to do. That's what she says. The timing's just not right for me to start this business. Well, what would make it the right time? Says Romi. Almost done. The timing of starting this business is just like having kids. It's never going to be the right time. It's never going to be the right time to have kids or start a business. Perfect doesn't exist. But it sounds like to me that you really would love to have more time with your kids and stop having to work nights. So let's talk about why this would fit in around everything on your plate and help you to not have to work those shifts anymore. See how I keep working their why back in? So if they still say no right now, transition to referrals and get their customer discussion going, okay? If they won't buy it on either of those, ask your prospect if that you can contact them later on. So meaning you're going to follow up with them. So you're never going to let them go. They're never going to leave your funnel. They might be in your funnel 3 months from now or 2 months from now or a month from now, but they're never going to leave the funnel until they join your team or buy product from you. Okay? It's never a no. Last one, is this a pyramid? And you say to them, what do you mean by pyramid? Because I guarantee you they don't know what a pyramid is. They think it's something out in Egypt or whatever. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what they think it is. They just think it's and you can just say, well, pyramid schemes are illegal. I don't know if you knew that or not. With pyramids, there's no selling of product or services. That's not what this is. It's not what we do. Mm-mm. So is that what you're looking for? You looking for something like that? Wink, wink, says Romi Neustadt. If you're asking if this is a network marketing model, then absolutely, yes, it is. I wouldn't be doing it if it weren't a network marketing model. We get to build an organization of customers and team members, and we teach others to do the same thing. Hey, what other questions do you have? See, move right on to the next thing. So you've just now dealt with that and you're moving on past the pyramid comment, right? Hey, I sense some sort of hesitation, all right? If they are still not ready to join and you say to them, look, I still sense some sort of hesitation. Can you tell me what's behind that? Just tell me what's behind that. You can tell me whatever you want. I've heard them all. Here's what I've learned in all these years about objections. Last thing I'm going to say, whatever you're unsure of is what you will get asked about the most. Whatever you are unsure of is exactly what you will get asked about the most. So make sure you have sufficiently answered your own objections. If you, as the person who's running your business, have questions about certain things that have not been dealt with yourself, people are going to ask you that the most. That's what Romi says. And you're going to be answering those things for other people. So you better get past your own objections before you try to get past other people's. Okay? All right, so that's it for tonight. What we're going to do is we're going to have a little discussion with the team, and we will see you next week or the next time we do one of these, which would be chapter 8 all by itself, and it's called She's Just Not That Into You, or Is She? Okay, so we will deal with that then. Thank you for joining us, and God bless, and good night.